Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, gonna be doing another cast for you today. It is Sunday. I do try to do some casting before my analysis. Now I am still a little bit sick. I kinda have like some congestion or whatever. I don't know what you'd call it, just like stuff stuck in my throat, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to clear it out, best I can, but been kind of a busy week for me. Coming up, I will have some extra days off, and well, I do plan to spend those extra days doing some extra casting, doing some extra analysis. So please, by all means, right now is the time to be giving me some replays because I will be getting to them a little bit quicker than usual. I mean, it kind of sucks that I have you guys send me replays and you don't really get to hear back from me for like sometimes a couple of weeks. Waiting for me to pick your replays. I mean, I don't want to do like 50 replays in a day. So, I mean, I do apologize for that. But I will be getting some more time off. With that in mind, I'm going to be spending it once again doing some casting. So, we do have that. Today, I actually did not prepare very well. I'm bad. I didn't prepare very well. I didn't take notes on any analysis replays. So, I'm going to actually be doing it pretty blind today. So, I'm pretty excited to go ahead and try to do that. So, but yeah, let's not focus on that right now because we are going to be doing some casting, not some analysis, some actual casting. And today we do not have Fuzzy. We're not going to be doing Fuzzy. We're not going to be doing Jake Bake. We're not going to be doing Butter Llama. I actually just selected some replays like 10 minutes ago from se2rep.com. So these are actually pro replays, and actually I got you a set of high-level European players. So we're going to be doing that. So let's just jump right into this game. Let's remove the overlay A because that'd be a good thing. Let's see if I hit the right button. Come on. Come on. Oh, that was the right button. Alright. Alright, cool. So anyways, we have GLSnute. He is Norwegian. Very good player. He's Grandmaster's level at least. This guy is really good. I've never actually seen him play before, so this is kind of a treat for me. And as you can see, his opponent is DBlinG, spawned at the top right here as our red Protoss player. Wow, actually I totally forgot to turn this down. My bad. I'm just kind of had a busy day. Just gonna set that to busy so I don't get harassed at all. So it is Zerg against Protoss. Let's get that nice name overlay up there at the top, and of course Snute has spawned at the top left. Now this is Crevasse. It is a big map. You do have that base inside your own base, so it's kind of a nice little expansion inside that is very safely guarded here, very easily taken early on. So I mean, players do opt to take that. It is a bigger map as well, so I mean, it is quite a distance to your opponent's base, and so yeah, there is a lot that can happen there. One thing is you do not have creep that goes. I mean, the creep is pretty far away from your ramp here. So if Protoss decided to wall this in with pylons, it'll take a little bit for a queen to actually get some creep all the way over there to put up a spine crawler and take those out. So if that did happen, doesn't look like, well, it could still happen, I suppose. There is a forge going down, so it looks like he's going to be doing a forge expand, taking this expansion in his own base. Now this expansion only does have 6 minerals and 1 gas. And mind you, it is a rich Vespene geyser. I want to point that out because it gives you, I believe, what was it, like 6 or 7 gas per hull, whereas normally you'd get only 4. So I mean, there is that to consider. So it is a little bit better than just having 1 gas. It's kind of like having a gas and a half, if you want to say that. Looks like Zerg, meanwhile, going to be expanding. Let's see if that pylon goes down. Nope, the pylon does not go down in time. That probe just seconds away. Not even a second away from putting down that pylon and blocking that hatchery. That would have been pretty nice for Protoss, but he does have a spawning pool going up first. And with that in mind, he's going to have some Zerglings out. So he would have been able to expand shortly after that anyways. So 2 Zerglings coming out. 1 Overlord, 1 Queen. Pretty standard stuff so far. And let's see what his Protoss doing. He did put down a Nexus of his own, so he does have this Forge expansion going on. I was choosing to put up a gateway before a cannon even, knowing that Zerg is not going to really be threatening this. Now we'll see if that cannon gets done in time. There's 2 Zerglings out here. That's 1 set. We'll see if they're able to get in there. And once they get in there, it's just pretty much going to be scouting. Now, if you wanted to, you could have added on a lot of Zerglings, but that is somewhat risky. I do want to point that out. Some players will choose, okay, I'm just gonna go in there and try to do, I'll build 6 Zerglings and try to do some damage. That's cool. That's fine. That's like doing a nice harass without actually all-inning as Zerg. But it does set you back a little bit. Those are 3 drones you could have had. So, I mean, it looks like Snute here just gonna be using this first set of Zerglings just to look around. Okay, that cannon got done like exactly in time, so I mean, you wouldn't even be able to get in there and do too much damage anyways, considering that probes can pretty much just block stuff off. And it looks like he's actually walling himself in here. He does have a Cybernetic core completing the wall off. Now, with this destructible rock, that is not an entrance for anybody. So that is a full wall off. Now, it can always destroy the rocks to get out. So, I mean, I think that is his plan at this point in time. And Zerg going ahead right away, taking his expansion at his natural. I don't know if you want to call the in-base expansion as your natural or this one. I personally like to call this the natural, and then this one is just like an extra in-your-base safe expansion for anybody. So, I mean, Zerg just going ahead right away, building 3 hatcheries. Not a problem whatsoever. He's just going to be able to crank out some extra drones right away with that. And of course, actually, it looks like he's not splitting up his drones. It seems like kind of a blunder at this point. Okay, now he's splitting them up, just kind of getting a little bit extra. So, I mean, while they're moving over here, they do not mine any minerals. You do have to take that into consideration when you do decide to transfer your guys over there. I mean, I've definitely done it wrong and just like, oh, no, I can't afford a queen right now. Oh, I can't afford to use my larva because I just transferred my guys. I mean, of course, it does help you out, but you have to think about when you want to do that at this top level play. I mean, there's just too much at stake. You want to play your best, and little things like that are really going to set you back if you do it wrong. So Snute here transferring the rest to his expansion that's about to go up. There it is, popping right out there. Queen's already out here as well, so it looks like he has a couple sets of, or, well, 3 queens out here. And with those 3 queens, he's going to be able to defend against this Void Ray. Now this Void Ray popping out right now. It's mainly just to harass, get a little bit of map control. It's not really it's not there to try to take out a lot of drones. I think a lot of players screw that up. They say, oh, I got a Void Ray, I got it's like having a Dark Templar or something. I gotta use it to kill drones. If I don't, then it's not being used properly. No, that's not true at all. You want to have map control with that thing. Like, just kill overlords, gain more vision of the map. Make it so that if Zerg moves out, you know about it. Like, that's the whole idea here. Just keep it moving around, keep it going after overlords, picking off whatever you can. You don't have to kill anything off, but it's just nice to have out so you have map control, and then you can expand and do things that you wouldn't normally be able to do without that. So I do like this play quite a bit. It is pretty standard to go Stargate after this kind of expansion. Now, he is going to Stargate, so this is pretty bold here, going to Stargate. We'll see if Zerg has enough guys out to defend this. It looks like he's even putting up a couple of Spore Crawlers in his bases. 2 of them at least. Nothing as natural quite yet, but he does have 3 queens out, mind you. So I mean, he's going to be pretty good against anything. There goes a queen, or an overlord being picked off there in the air above this nice, really cool looking terrain. I think there's battlecruisers on. But anyways, Void right now going after those Spore Crawlers. Another Spore Crawler going up, and looks like well, he sees these 2 Phoenix, these 2 Void Rays. He's got to be saying, okay, there's probably 2 Starport. So with 2 Starport, you got to get enough anti-air, otherwise you're just going to die. And so I believe he's making the right choice here. He does have 3, or I should say, Bling has 3 or 4 here. 4 Phoenixes, 2 Void Rays going after some more Overlords. Doing what he can. You just don't want to lose these guys. That's the main issue here. I see a lot of players that get guys out and then they just sacrifice them, saying, "Hey, I gotta do as much damage as I can." No, you want to do as much damage as you can while not losing a single unit. That is so crucial. And look at that, even picking off so many queens. He has so many Phoenixes out here. He's doing some massive amounts of damage. He's avoiding these Spore Clogs. That is very crucial here. This one's taking a little bit of damage. Actually, 2 of these are. You gotta be really careful with that. One going down there. Okay, there's another Spore Crawler there. Doing some extra damage there. And now the Hydralisks are out, and now this Void Ray is gonna have to get the heck out of dodge. Same with these Phoenixes. It's gonna be running straight home. And now it looks like these are gonna be going for Destructible Rock and breaking that down. Just opening up another path to the Protoss. Gonna maybe do some good damage now that he has those Hydras out. He has some pretty good creep spread. I do want to make note of that. Spreading all the way to the middle of the map already. And now with all these Zerglings running around, he's going to be able to possibly harass the Protoss here. Protoss is adding on a lot of gateways right now. So like right now is the time when you can maybe get in there. I mean, of course, there are a lot of sentries here, mind you. Gotta be careful with how you do this. But right now is a good window, but at the same time, Protoss, once he knocks down this rock and has these gateways up, that window's going to expire. And he, so the real window here is actually when Protoss expands and takes that third. Then you have a good window, good opportunity to harass this expansion and force Protoss to never actually get it up. So we'll see if he's able to deny it or not. It looks like the Zergling's coming in here now. There's a lot of sentries here. He's definitely not going to get into the main there. But Void Ray trying to do as much damage as possible without dying. Phoenixes, quite a lot of Phoenixes actually. 8 of them. Wow, that's quite a lot. He's going to be able to pick off a lot of Hydralisks with that. But at the same time, Hydras are much cheaper, much more cost efficient against, when they're fighting each other, Phoenixes versus Hydras. So we'll see how that goes, if he has enough Hydras to actually do some damage or not. I'm actually going to change the colors back. There we go. It's red and orange. That was probably a little bit confusing. As our blue player was actually the red up here. Yeah, now we got it straight. Yeah, Phoenix is coming in here trying to do some damage. Too many Hydras, though. Too many Spore Crawlers. There's actually a lot of Spore Crawlers. For the record, you don't actually need this many Spore Crawlers, but at the same time, since you know for sure that he's going to Stargate, it's not a bad idea to have a couple extra, You just don't want to throw down too much and not know for sure that he has another Stargate. You want to know for sure that he does. Otherwise, he's going to have an even bigger ground force, and this could have like a lot more Zealots in it, or more Stalkers or something, and then, once he attacks you, you're just going to die because you built too many Spore Crawlers. So, anyways, Zerg's sitting back with a lot of banlings here. He does have +1 upgrades, +1 armor, and attack for the Zerg for the melee attack. Let's see, Hydralisk, nothing yet for the ranged attack. And well, Protoss looking like he's gearing up to do some damage here. We'll see if he expands behind this or not. I would definitely like to see that he does, but we'll see what he actually does. Queen's gonna go down here, looks like. Oh, not quite. Okay, nice. Alright, cool. Some overwrites. Phoenix might go here. It's okay if your Phoenixes take damage, you just don't want them to die. It's like, you want that Phoenix around for the battle, so you can actually use them, pick up Hydralisks, and then your Zealots can actually do some good damage. Losing a couple of Phoenixes here, pretty much nothing. Gotta be really careful with that. Looks like Zerg even has a +2 armor now, right in the nick of time as these Zealots come charging forward. Some good force fields going down, but it looks like there's just too many banelings. I don't know if Protoss is actually going to be able to handle this. And yeah, the Phoenixes, there's just nothing against these Hydras. These Hydras are just going to smash base here. Of course, very good against any kind of gateway unit, and very good against air. Not so good against, Zealots, especially if they have that charge, but, Banelings, of course, doing massive amounts of damage to them. Not going to be able to do too much here. And Zerg, he did take it fourth during, a while back. And now, Protoss, he didn't expand behind this. This is actually a big blunder in my eyes. You really want to expand behind this. Excuse me. Looks like Protoss is going to be denying this. Just too many Zealots. Zerg was out of position, not going to be guarding against this. He should have had this Watchtower. Looks like he just let Protoss have that Watchtower. Definitely a big blunder there. Could have definitely had his Hydras in position and just kind of screwing that up, but looks like there's another set of guys being morphed in the back here. Some going to be maybe charging against this natural again. Gotta be really careful, you don't want to be losing bases like that pretty much for nothing. Zerg definitely had enough to deal with that. He just didn't do it properly. It looks like Protoss is finally going to be expanding. So, right now, it looks like Protoss really just wanted to kill Zerg, or at least do a ton of damage and then expand. I would have rather seen him expand a lot sooner. That, I think, would have been a lot better. He could have had that expansion already up, could have had more gateways up, and just had more guys. Like right now, he only has so many guys, right? Looks like 51 probes to 61 drones. So Zerg able to get up a lot of guys, plus a lot of drones. So you gotta be really careful with how you do things. Roach just finished. He's gonna be able to add on some good tank units, some good roaches, absorb some damage for those Hydras. Now Zerglings do absorb a lot of good damage against Protoss. I do want to tell you that because Protoss units attack a little bit slower than Terran and Zerg units, and with that in mind, something that has low hit points that you have a ton of, a lot of damage is going to be wasted on those units. Like a Zergling with 5 hit points is still going to take an extra shot to kill than a Zergling with 10. Like a Stalker against a Zergling, if a Zergling has 10 hit points, it's going to die 1 shot. If it has 5, it's still going to take 1 shot to kill it. So in that regard, they are good at tanking. But at the same time, the larva cost and all that, it's just sometimes not as good. Roaches, of course, have a ton of hit points. Going to be good at tanking against any kind of units. Marines, Zealots, Stalkers, anything. I mean, not so much against Stalkers because they do a little bit extra against them, but, you know. But anyways, looks like Protoss has successfully transformed himself into an Archon Zealots force here. And, well, it's pretty good against Hydras, it's pretty good against Banelings, pretty good against Zerglings, but at the same time, all these Roaches, you just add on Roaches at the perfect time, and I do want to stress that. Such a good time. There goes a Storm, a couple of Storms even, and Protoss, I don't know if he has enough guys here. Zerg has even moved up his Spine Crawlers, and if Zerg plays this out right, if he doesn't lose too many guys to those Storms, he could really take out this expansion, and Protoss could be in a lot of trouble here. It's like 4 Archons here, trying to do as much damage as possible, but against that many Roaches, not going to be enough. And DBlinG gave him the GG. Apparently the second G got lost somewhere and left the game. So, very well played there by Snute. Now, Snute is coming from Norway. Very top level player. You know, he does have a stream up if you want to look at it sometime. I'm sure it's probably streaming early in the morning if you're in the US. Likewise, we have DBlinG, who is actually from the UK, also very good, also has a stream, so you can check that out too. But of course, since it's European, I don't know if you guys are up at that hour. But and actually, we're just gonna do 2. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll go online and look for some more replays. I thought there was gonna be 3 replays, but it turns out that 2 of the replays that I got are actually the same replays. So I mean, it doesn't even. It's stupid. Like this replay is the same as the third one, so I can't really cast both. So I don't know, I might go online, search for 2 more, and 2 more different players or whatever, and cast those. Let's see, okay, my overlay is gone, cool. Alright, so once again we have DBlinG, who has spawned at the southern 6 o'clock position as our orange Protoss. And we have GLSnute, who has spawned at the top, well, it's not really the top left, it's just the left-hand side, the western position on the map. It's Terminus Re, it's a giant map. It's a very good map for harassments with air units, drops and mutas and all that good stuff. So I would like to see some more Baneling drops. I don't see that all that often anymore. But yeah, because this third is so protected by the ground, and it also has a large surface area. So with that in mind, the large surface area makes it good for drops. There's just so much area here. The main is big, and then you got your natural, which is pretty big as well. And then your third, which is connected to it, is pretty large. So, I mean, you just got these, like, large areas you got to worry about. Looks like this is a version of Terminus Re that does not have the rocks here. I do know that some versions have a ramp and a set of rocks here into that third that you can break down. But looks like we're just going to be playing with the, well, must be the MLG version because it has a lowered supply depot at the end of your ramp here. But, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It is a big map. It's probably going to be a pretty good macro game. But, well, the last map, Crevasse, also a good macro map. So, I mean, I do wonder what's going to happen here. Looks like Protoss is going for a Nexus first. Wow, actually, okay, here's the first pylon. I was going to say, is that before the pylon? Because that would actually be bad. But I know it's right on time. Second pylon, right on time. Zerg taking expansion after his pool once again. So, pretty much doing the same kind of play from Zerg. Protoss doing kind of the same play except skipping the forge, just going for that Nexus first, since this map is slightly larger than Crevasse, in terms of rush distances. So, with that in mind, I do believe Zerg is probably going to be taking the third soon. Maybe not this one, since there are some rocks there. He might try to take this one. He might try to take this one. Maybe one a little bit further away. Probably not that one because there's the rocks there, but, another base. Once you see Protoss take another base, generally speaking, as Zerg, you want to be taking a third base right away, or you want to be trying to harass that, because if you stay on 2 bases and he's 2 bases, it's not going to work out. You need more drones than that. So you can likewise just get up a macro hatch in your base if you want to feel extra safe. If there's some way that you're just not able to get up another base, then yeah, build a macro hatch. You can build to get some more drones with that and some more Zerglings or whatever. Now the way to do that is you stay low tech. You don't rush for the lair. I see a lot of players rush for the lair, and then they try to take another base. It's like they can't really afford to get drones because you're getting so much gas. And then you have a lair and you have like 3 hatcheries and you just can't like use all your larvae. So I mean, it's just like you don't want to be doing that either. So I mean, we'll see what Snute does. Also, you can do like a muta attack. You can get a fast lair get some fast mutas, but at the same time, since he already has the forge, that's not really the best idea. And at the same time, he could 6-gate you and just add on a lot of stalkers, so mutas aren't going to be that good. Likewise, you go Stargate, and mutas are not very good against Protoss air units, so I mean, it's not really something you see a lot, but it has a possibility, you know, in that way. It's just something that's a little bit more easily defended as Protoss, so you don't really see it. But anyways, a little bit more about this game. Let's see. Zerg is taking a third. Right on cue, right at a good time. You don't want to be taking it too soon. You know, he did pull out guys from that gas, like, right away. Just, you know, he got the speed, pulled guys out, and now he just put them back in. Able to get up that third really fast and a lot of drones. So with all those drones, going to be able to get up a lot of units if necessary. And look at that. Protoss Zealot coming to the base, just scouting pretty much, just checking things out. Maybe doing a little bit of extra damage to some guys. And, well, this guy's not going to live very long because he is the solo warrior. And a hero. He scouted, he saw everything he needed to see. Ready back to the, or probably, what you call it, you know, communicated with his mind to his Protoss brethren, because the Protoss don't actually have mouths. I don't know if you guys know that, but they don't have mouths to communicate with just their minds. That's pretty awesome if you ask me. That's a pretty sick part of being Protoss. I mean, oh, excuse me, I still have this cough. It's really bothering me. I wish I could just say, you know what, I don't want it anymore. Go away, cough. I don't want to see it anymore. But it lingers on, and hopefully next week I'll be feeling 100% without any coughing. Alright, so let's look back at the Protoss base. Looks like he has 3 gates here. He's just finishing up getting up that warp gate tech, getting up to +1 for his attack. And, well, probably doing some more Stargate, maybe? I don't know. He's got 4 gates here so far. Started doing some scouting, checking things out. Oh, what's this? A robotics facility. Now, this is a little bit less common, but it's, or I should say it was less common. It's become a little bit more common now to see a robotics facility. So, I mean, with that, he's going to be able to get up to the observer, of course, scout the Zerg base, check things out. Looks like Protoss was forced to cancel something. I don't know, Zerglings are attacking it. I wish I saw that, but anyways, he does have a Twilight Council as well. Going to be getting up some Blink Stalkers, just in case there are some mutas. And of course, those Blink Stalkers going to be helping a lot. It's pretty much all game long, so I mean, it's a good technology to have, just like the Warp Gate technology. And that's kind of the thing about Protoss. I mean, you get your technologies like Blink or Warp Gate, and it's like something you always get almost, you know? Like, Protoss doesn't have a ton of technologies. There's like a really strong, like, less technology, less units, but like really strong units type of race. So I mean, I think that's pretty cool. But Zerg, of course, needs a lot of guys, so you got to get that hatchery going. He's getting that hatchery going, and a baneling nest. Let's see, he's getting the ventral sacks. All right, and that's what I like to see, some drop action. So he's getting banelings and overlord drop capabilities as well as the overlord speed. So it looks like he's doing a nice +1 attack upgrade that just finished. He's going to be time that out with these 2 upgrades for his overlords, the speed and the drop capabilities, as well as the baneling nest, and he's going to be getting these banelings out, doing some good drops, hopefully. It looks like Protoss does not have any cannons back here. So we'll see if DBlinG reacts fast enough, you know, if he's able to move his probes out of the way in time. Oh, look at this, he's going to be doing a drop of his own. He does have a War Prism coming in, 4 sentries inside that. Meanwhile, Zerg is expanding at the top position here. Top center position. What is this doodad thingy here? It looks like a little bit of a shop. You can land your plane here, or spacecraft, and get some repairs going, or what? I don't know. Here are the banelings being morphed in here. Where's that? Alright, so the Warp Prism coming in here to the natural. There's only 1 queen out here. I know he doesn't have a lot of anti-air. He's not going to be able to take out that... Ooh, okay, here they come. They just dropped in here. Is he going to morph that in? Is he going to morph it into the phase prism? Or phase mode? Phasing mode, I should say. Looks like just going to be force fielding those drones and taking care of them. Looks like he has not moved any guys over there to help deal with this. Looks like 2 sets of overlords with banelings inside. And, well, this queen's going to be trying to pick that off. Where's the... Okay, the queen came down here. Oh, there's 5 queens here trying to pick it off. Coming into the natural here, there's a couple of spines being placed down, and it looks like he's going to be dropping those. Dropping them. He's got the small window of opportunity. He's doing it right now. Meanwhile, there is a big drop in the back of the Protoss main. Lots of banelings, actually lots of Zerglings. No actually, well, there's a couple of banelings in here as well. Meanwhile, the sentries are picking off some more drones. Zerg is falling further and further behind on the drone count. Looks like he's still way ahead of Protoss. Meanwhile, looks like banelings, they haven't unloaded, well, actually one set did unload. He's trying to do as much damage as he can, but he doesn't have enough. There's a lot of Sarkis here, a lot of Zealots, and while there's still a lot of Zerglings in the main, you're trying to do what they can. Meanwhile, the sentries are still going. Okay, they were just lifted up into there. Just too many Zerglings popping out, and well, I'd say that was somewhat successful. He did just take out a warp prism or a warp gate. That's always nice. Take out some structures. I mean, that's the key here. He's trying to do some good damage to the production because that will slow him down. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot. Like you're not taking out his army. A lot of players kind of confuse that. Like, oh, I'm not taking out his army. It's not that big of a deal. But actually, it's a bigger deal. I'd rather take out production buildings than his army. But at the same time, now you got to worry about a counterattack, and it looks like these Stalkers are coming out to play. They do have the +2 attack. No plus armor, no plus shields, but that's still going to be a nice, hefty force. We'll see. Does he have enough Zerglings? He does have a lot here. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but it's definitely something. And, well, that's Observer, not Overseer, going to be picking off those consumers. Zergling's going to run back and forth looking for an opportunity. Of course, these Stalkers are very clumped up. He's not going to find it anytime soon. He's going to have to add on some more Zerglings. Looks like 32 Zerglings in production. Going to be coming online there in just a sec. A couple of sentries still alive. Just looking for an opportunity to pop on in there. Doing some good harass. And I'm glad Protoss players are using this a lot more. They're using this warp prism a lot more. That's pretty nice. Getting up that force field at the ramp, going to be doing some good damage to the Spire. Looks like the Spire getting +1 carapace. And with that force field there, the Zerglings are not going to be over there anytime soon to defend. Zerg pretty much has to counterattack right now. I wish Zerg would counterattack. He's not going to be able to get up into his main if these sentries keep force fielding. Now, of course, he could load up into Overlords, but at the same time, that takes time. You gotta unload them, and it's kind of a hassle, but right now he kind of has to do something because these Stalkers are tearing the place up. And Zerglings popping out one by one, not going to be able to do much at all with that. Let's see, does he have some guys being lifted up here or what? Okay, here comes the Mutas. The Mutas coming in here, going to be taking out this warp prism. Nope, it's going to be falling back. Too many Stalkers. Very good play there by DBlinG. It's getting right back to that warp prism to protect it. Now, Zerglings looking like they're going to go for a counterattack. Now, I wish he decided to do this a little bit sooner. So, I mean, there's really not much he can do about his main. You'd have to lift up so many Zerglings. And at that point, it's kind of like, okay, I should just counterattack. That's what I can do. Now, there are some Stalkers back here. I don't believe it's enough. I don't see any sentries. So, I mean, this really could fall, but it looks like he's just being extremely indecisive here. And that's not what you want to be doing. You want to be saying, okay, I got to do this. And I see a lot of players hesitate when they make a plan. Say, okay, how am I going to deal with this? What do I do in this situation? People hesitate. You don't want to hesitate as much as possible. Looks like Zergling's coming in here now. Now, the layer was taken out. A lot of technology was taken out as well. It looks like these Stalkers are going to blink down, and now the Zergling's coming around to get that wrap around, and yeah, there's just way too many Zerglings. These Stalkers are going to fall, and there they go, going to be dying one by one. But there are some more Stalkers coming in from the back. Some Zealots as well as an Archon. And I don't know, there's a lot of Zerglings out here. They only have, they do have a +2 actually. I thought they only had the +1. But now the Stalkers have the actually now +2 armor. So now the Stalkers at 2-2. The Zerglings only at 2-0. And now, I don't know, there's not going to be enough Zerglings to deal with this. And Protoss swinging ahead with that. Now, Zerg does have more drones. I don't want, you know, he has more food and more drones. But at the same time, you know, Protoss just took out the spawning pool. He took out the lair. He took out all the nice tech in the main here. As Zerg, that sucks. Like you gotta retech everything. Like, what do you do? Like, you just kind of, you have to do it slowly. It takes time. You know, just like if Protoss lost, like, the Cybernetics Core early on, that sets him back pretty far, you know? So, like, the same thing is happening here for Zerg. You lose those tech structures, and you're just pretty much screwed. So Zerg, gonna get more and more behind until those are replaced. You know, they're going up right now. Let's see, is there a lair being morphed? No lair being morphed. He doesn't have a pool to get a lair. Or he does have a, okay, he does have a pool. I'm surprised. He's just building an extra one over there at the extra expansion over the 4th, I guess, or it's kind of like the 5th. Muna's coming here trying to do what kind of damage they can. Does he have? Yeah, he does still have a Spire. He rebuilt that in due time after it was taken out. Baneling Nest now up as well. So I do wonder when Zerg is going to be getting a lair once again. But he's going to try to do as much damage as he can right now. That's pretty much the only thing you can do. You can't really get a lot of tech right now. You got to try to, you know, get back in the game here and do as much damage as possible. Now Protoss being a little bit hesitant, sending his stalkers to the back, sending his zealots to the front. Even has some more stalkers with that, going to be harassing this. Now Zerg is adding on a lot of spine crawlers, and I believe, well, they're not going to go up in time, but I don't know if Zerg has enough Zerglings here. There's just too many zealots, too many stalkers, and with that Archon, I mean, that's even more. All the spine crawls now canceled, and the Muta's trying to clump up together and do some good damage. And oh, a couple of guys are being caught off guard here. He's going to be killed off. No blink going on at all. And now DBlinG is kind of in a lot of trouble. Now the Star's coming around to rejoin with his forces. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Now that is a lot of Stars. I do want to say that. But with all those Mutas, you know, if Zerglings are absorbing damage from those Mutas can do so much damage. You got to be extremely careful with that. And Protoss has gotten up another base with this. So I mean, it's not like he's going to be dying right now. He's gotten up some more gateways as well. He has a ton of money right now, so he's going to be able to add on a ton of guys to this. And with that in mind, Zerg is not going to be feeling pretty good about, you know, once he sees a whole bunch of guys, he's not going to feel pretty good about that. But he does have a lot of Mutos up here. You know, if he's able to deny this base, Protoss is actually going to be in quite a bit of trouble. I mean, this is somewhat mined out. The main is pretty much mined out. And this expansion, this third expansion, is somewhat mined out. I mean, just being on one base is not enough. It's not enough. I mean, Zerg has this base. He's not built any drones for it. He needs to at some point. He needs to find an opportunity to. Not right now. It looks like these Mutas are going to deny the expansion. So, I mean, that is kind of a big deal. But at the same time, it's such a distance from this expansion. It's really hard to bounce from this expansion to this expansion when you're using ground forces. I mean, these Mutas can do it quite easily, but, well, now these gateways are offline. So you're not going to even be able to add on any guys to the main here until we get some more power lines going. Alright, now he actually has some more power lines going. Now they lost a few guys in the front here. But, I don't know, there's not enough spine crawlers here. DBlinG, tons of stalkers doing this one thing. Pulling back a little bit to kill off some Mutas. And, well, looks like there's not enough Zerglings here. Okay, here comes some more Zerglings. Actually, it looks like he's going to be pulling through, killing off a lot of stalkers here, but the war just warped in. I don't know, that's a lot of guys. It's not really a good way to go about it. You don't want to be fighting Mutas against stalkers. At this point, you pretty much have to. So, I don't know, Zerg might be losing this game at this point. There's too many stalkers, too many more Zerglings. Add on more, send them in. Alright, so he's going to be cleaning this up, which is good. And he does have, you know, some bases, but he needs to transfer some drones, and, well, actually he's looking pretty good on the drone count. He just needs to transfer them around, spread them around to his other bases. He's actually going to be pretty good after that. Protoss, meanwhile, only has his one base. You know, these Mutas are going to be coming around, doing some good harass. And I actually thought Protoss would be able to just keep adding on guys there, but, you know, with only one base, he really needed to keep those stalkers that were attacking those Mutas alive. But at the same time, you know, you see Mutas and you're using stalkers, it's kind of like, oh, I need to kill these Mutas. It's such a good opportunity. But in this situation, I would say, I don't know if it's such a good idea, because Zerg has so many bases. Now, I'm not sure if Protoss knows about all of them. He knows about this one. He does not know about this one, so, I mean, that is... He doesn't know about this one, he does not know about this one. Zerg hasn't even used this one yet, but it's there. I mean, if Zerg lost another base, he could just transfer drones here. So, I mean, there is a lot with just having a base there. Just having it means that Protoss is going to be forced to try to do some damage here. He has to do some damage right now. He has to do some damage while getting up another base. Looks like he's not able to really get up a base. He has a bunch of guys here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. There's just too many Mutas, and Zerg, of course, can just add on a lot of Zerglings. So, I mean... Protoss is in quite a bit of a bind here. 62 drones to 48 probes. Zerg is way ahead in the food. So yeah, losing those stalkers is kind of a big deal. You know, these stalkers trying to do what they can. Mutas and Zerglings. I don't know. Oh man, these. Alright, there's a blink, but now he's not going to be able to blink for a little bit. These stalkers are being cut off, surrounded by Zerglings, and these Mutas going to be coming up as well. There goes another blink. And, well, you got a few Zealots out here, but there's just not enough anti-air. I mean, even with these Archons, unless Zerg really screwed it up and bunched all of his guys together and those Archons just did massive splash damage, you're not going to be able to do much. DBlinG, give him the GG, wow. I thought Protoss had it there for a little bit, but definitely not. The Mutas going in there doing a lot of damage. And, yeah, losing all those Stalkers in the middle there. I mean, I feel like if he didn't lose all those Stalkers, if he played it a little bit safer, got up a base, and just defended it with his life, he could have been able to maybe do something. Now, of course, he would have probably lost all these gateways in his main. He would have lost his main for sure. His natural would have been under attack, and that's where all of his tech is. So, I mean, I understand. You can't really just get up another base. Especially on this map. You get up a base here. Mutas can kill off stuff here. And then if you send all your stalkers there, the Zerglings can just counterattack over here, and then it's like, what do you really do against that, you know? So, I mean, you really got to just have enough forces to defend that while doing some pressure and whatnot. So, I mean, it's not working out for DBlinG. GLSnute's taking the win. And, yeah, I'm going to take a break now before my analysis. I was really hoping that I could just go online and look for some more replays, but I am pretty tired. I do have this cough still. I don't want to be coughing constantly. So I do want to rest my voice before the analysis. So, you know, tune back in at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, or it's actually daylight time. So, and listen to the analysis. It'll be good. It'll be good. I'm going to be doing a little bit of review right now while I rest my voice and all that good stuff. And we'll have a good show. I won't be leaving up the replay at all. So, look forward to it. Look forward to it. It'll be good. So, anyways, this is Magic signing off. I'll see you guys. Let's see. Actually, I do want to say, let's see, maybe Friday or Saturday I'll do some more casting. I'm not sure if I'm going to be. Well, I'll probably do casting, not analysis. Take a little bit of a break from analysis, and then do some more analysis on like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or something like that. So I will be having some extra days for casting and some extra days for analysis. Probably not a big block like I like to do on Sundays. Like today, I'm doing some casting and then analysis, so I do want to give myself a little bit of break. Spend some time with the roomie and all that. So, yeah. Adios, guys.